Deontay Wilder is talking about getting into MMA and UFC. He wants to enter the octagon. One thing is for sure, Deontay Wilder has been frozen out of the heavyweight picture. That's for sure. But let's talk about this Deontay Wilder in MMA. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. Please leave your comments. You watch the videos, you're not commenting. I need you to comment, start getting these videos, start going viral. 100, 200, 300 views is not enough. You need to start boosting these videos again. So let's talk about it. Deontay Wilder, MMA, UFC. Now, it's exciting to have Deontay Wilder fighting on UFC. It's great. I like the controllers and having, just like Tyson Fury and on Anthony Joshua, great controlling them. And it's from the waist up. They're fantastic because they're all strikers, and that's great. The problem with those three we talked about there, they're great up here. But when it comes from the waist down, there's a problem. Tyson Fury's got decent footwork. Joshua is a bit static, bouncing back and forth. And Wilder's legs are so skinny. And when I think about Wilder in the UFC or the MMA, yes, he's a big puncher, but two things Wilder's going to need to be able to do. He's going to have to be able to get leverage on his shots, which means he's going to have to hold his feet. And he's already got a wide stance. So he's got a wide stance. He's going to have to hold his feet and let his shots go. And the thing is, we've seen Wilder at times throw that right hand and go off balance or overcompensate. You can't do that because a UFC man is just going to slip on this side. As soon as you got to throw that right hand, it slips inside, grabs your legs, pulls you to the ground, and you're finished. It's kind of like a lion with Bambi. That's how I see Deontay Wilder being Bambi, and like the UFC MMA fighters, particularly the grapplers. Can you imagine Deontay Wilder with John Jones? That fight will not last 2 minutes. Wilder will step in. The ring walk will last longer than John Jones and Deontay Wilder, because the minute Wilder sets himself up, Jones has got him on the floor and then pummeling him to death. I don't know where this is going. Look, I know they're definitely trying to freeze Deontay Wilder out of the heavyweight picture for sure. They're trying to freeze him out, right? Because obviously, for me, it might be contractual. I'm guessing Wilder will not sign certain contracts that would cause him to end up being a slave, because he's always called Joshua a slave, So he obviously didn't, from what he's been saying in the past, he won't sign contracts that would make him a slave. Therefore, there are certain fights he hasn't taken on or certain contracts he's not signed. Therefore, because of that, he's out of their heavyweight picture, I think. That's my suspicion. Could be wrong. And the fact that he's a damn dangerous fighter, and that punching power is a problem. So, I think if they can make Wilder get old, and he gets old, that means his speed reduces, and then he's still got the punching power, but he hasn't got the same reflexes. So for me, I always see Deontay Wilder ending his career being like a shock knockout, because all the things that were once there, like betray him, like his reflexes betray him, and he gets caught with something like he wouldn't get caught with early in his career. One shot, bang, knocked out through the ropes, and the end of Deontay Wilder's career. That's how I keep seeing this Deontay Wilder thing ending with him. Somebody stepping inside, crack. Because I just feel that the powers that be do not want Wilder to be champion again. They don't. They really don't. Why should stay in boxing, losing too much money if he goes to UFC? They don't pay well. No, they don't pay well at all. That's from what I understand. But I think they're just trying to, now this story of Wilder fighting Parker and Joshua fighting Walling. Let me tell you something now. Walling will probably beat Joshua. And Parker, if Parker can get inside, if Parker can get past, I always say if you can get past Wilder's right hand, if you can get inside of Wilder, it's Christmas. If you get inside of Wilder, it's Christmas. But if you don't get outside, if you try and stand on the outside of Wilder, anybody Wilder fights in the UFC has got to also be a striker, not very good with submission, and it's just static. There you could stand and knock over, like how Ray Mercer went into the MMA. You know, Ray Mercer went into, and he fought, I think, what, Tim Silva or something like that, because Tim Silva himself was static. Mercer, being a heavy-handed guy and a puncher and a Marine, he was able to get in there and let the punches go. But I think Mercer got knocked out in MMA by a kick, I believe. I could be wrong. But yeah, there's a difference. Why do you think they don't want Wilder to be champion again? Is it because he's outspoken? I think because he's outspoken. Yes, 1, 2. If he's world champion, he'll do things his way and he will not be controlled by establishment. Whereas I think Fury is controlled, I think. And of course, you know, it's been a big thing to have the Great White Hope, you know, in the heavyweight division. It's historical. So now they've had Klitschko and now they've got Tyson Fury. So I think so. I just think, me personally, I don't even think it's to do with color. I really do think, if you ask me, it's to do with contracts. And Wilder is not signing no contract that is going to sell his soul out. No chance. He wants to be a free man. And there's no way you can be a free man if you sign some of these contracts that are flying around. So God only knows if the Andy Ruiz contract they were meant to fight, the Ruiz contract fell through because of what the stipulations were for. The fight may be, right, if you beat Andy Ruiz, then you are signed to us for 2 years, 3 years, and you will fight who we tell you to fight. That might not be lucrative for you, but might be beneficial for us to finish off your career. So that might be, he may be advised not to sign certain contracts. Why do you think Wilder keeps talking about Joshua being a slave? You know, he even said stuff about Dillian Whyte, not so much so, but he said about Joshua. So I listen to things like that and think, he knows how Joshua's contract runs. He knows how Joshua is. I mean, I don't know how many fighters do you know who've signed a lifetime contract? How many fighters do you know who signed lifetime contracts? Which goes back to what Deontay Wilder was saying. So I don't know. Coming back to Wilder and the UFC MMA, Joshua, slave to that DAZN contract. No wonder Joshua doesn't seem as happy. Well, that's something that's his own doing, was it not? I don't know. Maybe it was his own doing. I don't know. I can't see what was behind the scenes, but yeah. All right. So those are my thoughts. What do you think? Should Deontay Wilder go into MMA, UFC? Do you think he would do well in UFC, MMA? I personally want to see it, because if he were to get damaged badly, I wouldn't want to see the repercussions of that back in the boxing ring. We need Deontay Wilder. We need Deontay Wilder. Can't have him sidetracked, distracted with this MMA talk at all. Right, those are my thoughts. Those joining now, apologies. This is a short video, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This has been BWTM Sports. Leave your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, share these videos. I'm out. Take care.